welcome to the L.S.D. podcast. What the fuck? I'm Sam, joined here by Lewis.
Hi. I'm terrified.
And today we're talking about fun, spooky cryptids. And joining us is local Missouri cryptid, Andrew.
Wait, are we starting?
No, Andrew, I did the intro because we're ending. Oh, you're just gonna go silent after that? Okay, buddy. And next is another special guest whose first time on the show is Taylor.
Hi. I don't know. Say hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I mean,
Yeah.
what it do?
What did
you had the best introduction. You had me being scared shitless, and I don't know what the fuck happened to Andrew. Andrew just like shut down.
Andrew went brain off.
Skinwalkers are getting to me, man.
Oh no.
All right, so yeah, this episode we're going to talk about fun things like cryptids and monsters and spooky things.
Urban myths, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we have to roll the D4 of justice
Ah.
to figure out who's going first, because I want to be fair. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing's fair is having this fucking pyramid to figure it out. So who's call your numbers right now?
3.
I'll do it.
2.
3.
No.
Fuck.
Andrew, you idiot. I'm already 2!
All right. Rolling the dice. Let's fucking do it. We got 4.
Fuck. I wanted to wait, but okay. Let's talk about something fun.
Got fucked by the fucking pyramid of death.
So, cannibalism. Everyone's done it. It's pretty fucking fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're
All right. What did I sign
Alright.
up for?
Oh.
Taylor, it's not too late. You can
All
turn
right,
off.
all right. Bye, guys. I'll see 2 of the 3 of you later.
Alright, the Algonquin tribes of Canada had a creature in their mythology. It's meant to represent greed, avarice.
Wait, what the hell are the Algonquin?
They're
tribes
in
of-
a Native American tribe around the Pacific Northwest area in Canada. Though this
good.
legend extends pretty far across where...
Yeah, because like I only have like maybe 4 of our like native tribes in America like memorized. I couldn't get that.
So, as I said, cannibalism, fun nowadays, but back then it was seen as like the ultimate sin to commit in those tribes. And
Alright.
people that committed cannibalism were thought to be possessed by the spirit of the Wendigo.
Of course, the
Ooh.
classic.
That was
My favorite.
that picture I sent earlier in the chat of that fucking giant thing holding a smaller person. That's from the Wendigo page on the Cryptid wiki, the most reliable source of information.
Wait, that's
I was really hoping he was going to be the tiny guy looking in the window.
No, that is the Hopkinsville Goblin, which is a whole nother fucking story.
I like him,
So-
though.
what
So,
happened, Taylor?
I said I like him, though. Not as much the giant cannibal, but...
so typically Wendigos are shown as like really freaky motherfuckers, like actually like rotting carcasses, actually living.
Yeah, that's the picture I'm familiar with right
Yeah,
there.
that's probably the picture a lot of people are familiar with. Deer antlers, very gangly limbs, rotting torso.
The only Wendigo I'm familiar with besides that one is the fucking Until Dawn.
Which is something.
that is another common depiction of just a very, very strained physique of a human. That's also on the page as well. Wendigos, it was a common thing to think that when people grew desperate and ran out of food in the middle of winter, you can't go fucking find food to eat, it'd be hard to like find an animal or plants would be dead. They would resort to cannibalism to survive.
Just go to Walmart, idiot.
That
I
is true.
don't think they had Walmarts in the pre-Columbian Americas.
Bullshit. Those things are everywhere.
They're everywhere, but they're not every time.
You don't know.
No,
that.
it was
Not yet,
founded
they're
in
not.
1706. I don't know if you
Pre-Col-
know that. Yeah. Like, they were here first.
Pre-Columbian?
Yep.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's just Mr. Wall sitting by a really big caravan. It's very common.
Giant wagon.
It's very common knowledge.
He'll sell you a TV, even though he doesn't know what it is either.
For 2 pennies, you can get this snake oil and a t-shirt free.
We also got some great value meats.
The monetary value on this is negative. I will give you money if you take it from me.
Please get this off of me.
Just for the love of Christ.
We'll go into that one if y'all do another conspiracy theory.
Oh, if someone brings up Bigfoot, I will go into a conspiracy theory.
Me too. I hope it's the same conspiracy theory.
It possibly might
I've
be.
changed my topic to Bigfoot.
Hell yeah.
So, like, a lot of people thought, like, the Wendigo and shit was... Is it, like... so it's like a curse from, like, a demon? Right?
It's-
No,
you
it's
could-
like I believe it's like once you eat human flesh, you lose your humanity or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
There are multiple interpretations. Those are both different interpretations of the same myth. Some people say someone when they eat is human flesh is possessed by the spirit of the Wendigo, and it brings out a change in them to become this grotesque, deformed person. Others say that if you are attacked by a physical Wendigo, like a real one, quote unquote, like instead of it being a spirit, it's an actual entity. If you are attacked by it, you will slowly turn into one.
I thought when you said physical Wendigos, at first I thought you were alluding that there are psychic Wendigos, and I was going to be very scared.
I mean, technically speaking, the possession style Wendigo is technically a psychic Wendigo.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
you're kind of right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, I really hope I have wisdom.
Joke's on you, it's a fortitude save.
No.
No. Con's my dump stat.
Fucking... I like the idea better of just, like, the lycanthrope style, like, Wendigo. Because I just imagine, like, some dude's just hunting, you know? Just, you know, getting shit for his tribe, whatever. Or just, like, a pilgrim or some shit walking around, you know, being racist. And,
As they do, yes.
and then just all of a sudden, this fucking gangly, like, corpse just runs at you, fucking slaps the shit out of you or bites you, and then just runs off. It's like middle of the day, it's like noon. You're like, what the fuck just happened? And you just turn into that. That just sounds way more interesting than, like, man, I'm hungry. And Ted's looking real good right now.
And we're out of food, and it's fucking winter.
I feel like that's more the, like, rational way for people to deal with monsters, though. It's like, oh no, you're just a really shitty person, and this is your consequence. Not like, oh man, wrong place, wrong time. That fucking sucks. You're a fucking werewolf now, dude.
Like that's so much more scary.
I feel like those stories came to, like, scare people. It's like, hey, don't go out at night because the Wendigo will get you. Whereas before it was
Absolutely.
like, don't eat people. Like, just don't do that, dude.
All right, guys, I notice a lot of you have been eating people lately. Knock it off.
There is actually before Canada became civilized, there was a condition called Wendigo psychosis.
Oh man.
So let's see the abstraction. It is a psychiatric culture-bound disorder manifesting mainly by cannibalist acts and fear associated with their commitment. So, if you saw someone fucking eat someone, you're gonna think they're a Wendigo. and people are going to start going apeshit and trying to fucking murder you in the street before you can eat someone else.
So it's like, I guess, can also rationalize what you're seeing.
Right.
Like,
I probably explained that wrong. Someone in the comments is probably going to correct us. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not an expert.
what?
I just think...
We don't need to be corrected.
Nah.
You didn't get a degree in psychology before telling us this?
I didn't get a degree in cryptozoology, no.
How dare you?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Damn.
They didn't offer community
Unreliable narrator. I'm fucking out.
Yeah, we literally
Yeah.
all went to college right before this.
Yeah.
Specifically.
college. Well, Tay,
I got a
what do you have
doctorate
to-
today.
I got mine. It was from like the guy down the street, but like I got it.
Yeah, it's just a piece of paper, but
Like, come on, Andrew.
All right. What are y'all bringing to the table?
Well,
I guess since we'll go from like 4 to 1, I was 1. I guess I'll bring up just if you're bringing the Wendigo, I'm just gonna go the other end of like America. You know, my fucking not like my family's home, Puerto Rico, and that place is great. You know, that's where the Chupacabra like originated.
Hell fucking
Wow.
yeah, 1995.
Yeah, like
the Chupacabra's that new?
Yeah.
yeah, it's not that old.
that's crazy.
But it was
I'm
fucking
older than the
massive.
Chupacabra. How fucking rude.
Like,
Little baby monster.
here's the thing. I remember, so like I visited like Puerto Rico when I was very young, when I was like 5. And I remember my grandmother telling me the Chupacabra like a legend. And like can you be jaded like at like fucking 5 or 6? 'Cause I think I was. So I was
Like towards like monsters and stuff, I bet. Yeah, you're like, I already know that shit's not real. I'm practically an adult.
no, I wasn't jaded because I thought it was real. Here's the thing. She told it to me, and for some, I didn't know it originally in Puerto Rico. I'd only seen it in like cartoons that were based in Mexico. So I was
Right.
like, you're a liar. They're in Mexico. They're not here.
Whereas like I live so I grew up in a very like prominently Hispanic area, and then like where my family's ranch is, it's only like 100 miles from the border. It's further off, and so I would hear these stories, and then we'd go out to the ranch in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna get me. After like my friends' parents have been telling us like horror stories, or like La Llorona, I was terrified of her. For being a white kid, I was so scared of every Mexican folklore thing, because that's all I ever heard about. Oh,
Hispanic folklore is so
so scary.
yeah. They're all ways to make sure your kids never go outside. Because any Hispanic can tell you that, like, that's how they keep you in.
Yeah.
Like, if you were growing up in a Latino like home, and you wanted to step out the door, they're like, no, the fucking boogeyman's gonna get you, dude.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, okay.
Just like a random monster you've never heard of. It's in Spanish, so it's like a 50-50 if you know what the fuck it means.
There was one I remember my friend's mom always like threatening against us. I can't. I'll Google it because I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce. Words are hard. See, I gotta look at it.
Let me see if I can find it.
So yeah, in this gap, I would just like to say there are 2 big kinds of Chupacabra allegedly: the Puerto Rican and the Mexican and Texan one.
Yeah.
Very different looking. The
Yeah, like the Chupacabra in like Mexico, isn't it more?
It's more dog-like.
Yeah, it's more like a dog. It's probably based off of like the fucking what is it, the coyotes and shit out there.
Coyotes with like mange and stuff.
Yeah, the Puerto Rican one looks like a fucking lizard, dude.
Yeah, let me send a picture.
Like,
I'm doing a lot of research on the site as well.
yeah, like
The Kukui. That was the boogeyman.
yeah,
oh my god. Heard so many scary stories. I was like, I don't like it.
that is how like my mother like would get me to go to sleep It's just instilling fear that kokui is gonna fucking get
Gonna
you.
fucking get you, dude. It was
Yeah,
so
like,
scary.
you better not walk out because like I leave the door open in the back so the kokui can come in and get food so it doesn't eat us.
Oh my god. And my best friend growing up, like we would stay at her grandmother's house all the time. She lived like out on the outside of town, really nice, like, go let the kids run kind of place. But like 150% sure that place was haunted as it is. And then she would tell us all of these like horror stories to keep us in the house, but in the house were ghosts, which were also terrifying and convinced me I was gonna die. And I just, every time we would go out there, I'm like, do I have to? I don't want to go. Your grandma has all the monsters.
Like I don't know what's with it with like Latino fucking like mothers and grandmothers just wanting to create like nightmares for children.
Absolutely.
I guess that's how that's how they do it.
Yeah.
But it worked on me for a good while.
I would just like to point out that monster and demonstrate have the same root word in English.
No, what is that?
It,
Is it a demon?
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
mons.
like Greek to teach. So it's not an uncommon thread in a lot of monster stories that, oh, don't do this or this monster's gonna come out and kill you.
That makes sense.
So it's like try and teach kids to act the right way or not do something or do something differently.
yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Well, like why it has like the similar root. But yeah, like
Linguistics is fun.
It is. Like the reason, like the Chupacabra is like it affects me like personally a little bit is because back when I believed in it, the reason I was told the story is because like a day or two ago, like two of my like grandma's fucking goats, a cat, and like 5 chickens were just dead.
Oh no.
What
Oh.
the fuck?
Yeah, and I was like, does that happen? Do they just die? And she's like, yeah. And then she just sat me down and like told me about the fucking Chupacabra.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah, and like, my father's side of like my like family, they do like they're like some kind of like evangelistic like religion or some shit. I don't know it because I just forget it. I forget the name. But they're hella like into like just telling folklore and shit for like the area. And that one they just always fucking spread around. It's weird how much like the Chupacabras actually like dug into like people's religion at a certain point. Not
Like-
as like a figure, but just like a story to tell.
Like, especially in how short a time it's actually existed as a concept.
Yeah.
But,
Like- Wendigos were a big religious thing in the Algonquin tribes for thousands of years, and they're pretty pervasive, but the fucking Chupacabra, that was a fucking firestorm in the moment.
yeah, that thing is
And-
literally spread so far.
Yeah.
It's such a good one, and like just like the different renditions of like what people think it fucking looks like is so interesting because it's so weird. Like there's either like the dog one, or there is the fucking like weird like bipedal lizard guy.
yeah. That first one kind of looks like a fish, but like
Let's see if I can find
you could stand on 2 legs.
See if
Yeah,
I can find a different...
Because like the dog version of it and like makes sense, the visuals, because so many times like ranchers like here in Texas but then also in Mexico will like, there'll be this big stories like, oh, Chupacabra found blah blah blah, and it's like obviously just a mangy dog that was eating things, or like it looks like a coyote
Yeah.
still but with something wrong with it. Like it looks like the wild animals we have around here just with some mange, and everyone's like, that's what it is. And it's like, it was just trying to survive. It's fucking dying of some disease, you know?
But you know, that's kind of fun being like, mangy dog ate my animal.
Nah.
Big lizard man came and sucked its blood.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like,
I like a big lizard man to suck me off.
We know, Andrew, you talk about it a lot.
Only because you bring it up.
stop trying to have personal relations during the cryptid episode. Come on, boys.
Come on.
How else am I supposed to get my rocks off?
That's it. The fucking it's weird, like, since the Chupacabra's like so new, the people think that the visuals of the Chupacabra come from the fact that, like, there's some Caribbean islands with like big ass lizards that would like come over to like Puerto Rico and stuff. We
Just like fucking swim over.
I don't know if they like it would just come through trade and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
And like, it's so bad, Puerto Rico has a fucking bounty out for, I think, iguanas. It's like if you kill an iguana and you bring it in, like, you get money.
Dang.
But like, between that and the fact that like people link it to a fucking random like science fiction movie called like Species or something, where it's like some alien that looks pretty much exactly like the Chupacabra. It's like, there's so many like things that just like popped up at the same time that were just like, yeah, this is what we think the Chupacabra looks like. Because the name is just like, it's just Spanish for like goat sucker or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What I've heard it translated.
That's what they called me in high school.
See what I mean?
We don't want to bring up your you don't want to bring up your prime, Sam.
My prime, it's all been downhill.
I'm from goat sucker to phase guy. That shit sucks. Sorry.
Yeah, actual downgrade.
Aren't there? There are also depictions of the Chupacabra with fucking wings, aren't there?
Yeah, there's some with like,
All right. Well, no, that's just ridiculous.
yeah, it has,
That
like,
draws the
That's
line.
just crazy.
like the spikes on its back are actually just like folded wings and they just fucking fold out
No, of course.
like a giant fucking weird dog lizard bat thing. Like, apparently, I just read this at the end. Like, apparently, like, there have been hairless dogs in Mexico that have been mistaken for chupacabras and just like gunned down.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some pretty
Yeah.
ugly hairless dogs. I could understand the concern for a second.
Yeah. Like,
Hey guys, I just got this cool new dog. It's a little hairless, but you know,
We still love it.
I mean, yeah, we still love it. And then you wake up and it's dead. It's like, oh,
Oh,
your
not
neighbor
again.
is standing outside. Found the chupacabra.
no,
Frederick.
that's Biscuit.
Biscuit. That's a way better name than Frederick. I went for something lame.
Jim, no.
Put
Yeah,
Biscuit
I
down.
would honestly that is a good dog name like Frederick or Steven or James.
Not true.
I like dog names that are just people names. It's like
Kevin.
it just gives them a personality
Kevin Bacon.
immediately.
Kevin Bacon from hit movie Footloose. His full name.
Yeah, you're just like, you can call him Casey for sure.
Yeah. All right. So, my turn.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the Chupacabra. It's just, I have a lot of personal things with it. I love it. But yeah, Sam, what do you have?
Well,
the
I got
table.
a fun one, The Men in Black,
I love the Men in Black.
Indrid Cold.
featuring Will Smith.
Oh.
Not really, though.
Will Smith.
I wish they were that fun. But the Men in Black are pretty much these like, well, they're Men in Black, obviously, but like they're described as being tall. They have gray skin, and they like, if you were to look at them at distance, you'd be like, that's a human. But when they get closer, you're like, oh no, that thing's fucked up. Because like they'll have like this gray skin, but they'll have these like bright red painted on lips and stuff like that, and they're kind of creepy. But they've been, no one knows like what they are, if they're anything. It's a weird like branch of like ufology,
Yeah.
and like, so people think they're time cops, tulpas, demons. No one really knows what they are. They've had sightings that date back to the Black Plague.
What the hell?
I've
Yeah.
heard of associations with fucking Mothman.
There's
They're
a,
coworkers.
I believe,
I said they're just coworkers. They pretty much do the same thing. They're coworkers.
they hang out.
Yeah.
They go to Arby's on like Wednesdays.
Yeah. That poor Arby's burns down the next week. They're like, ah, shit.
Damn it! Last time I let Mothman in my establishment again.
Oh, he ran into the fucking air fryer. We both know Arby's, or we all know, Arby's does not have enough funding for regular like fryers and like.
They use
stoves.
microwaves.
Yeah, they use microwaves and air fryers. That's what it fucking tastes like. The Flatwoods Monster, people have said like that they'll like disguise themselves as they're like weird ugly humans and then reveal themselves to be the Flatwoods Monster.
Oh.
Yeah. So like the Men in Black have a lot of associations with them. Back in the Salem witch trials, one of the people testifying was I believe she was a slave girl named Tituba. She, in her testimony, she described seeing a Men in Black with a friend. And the friend was described as hairy, and it stood upright like a man. And people believe that the thing it was hanging out with was Bigfoot.
Oh, man.
What?
Oh, man.
The Men in Black were hanging out with Bigfoot at the Salem witch trials.
Oh,
What
man.
a sentence.
What the fuck were they doing with Bigfoot at the Salem witch trials?
I don't know.
Like, why would Bigfoot even want to be near that? I feel like it would have taken one person to look over there and he would have been in big trouble. They were already ready to fucking go.
They were
Bigfoot,
preoccupied.
Sarah's
with
witch trial is gonna be on Wednesday. You coming down?
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I guess got nothing going.
I guess. I hear they're gonna crush an old man with a rock. That's interesting.
Oh,
In the balls.
But, people believe like they're tulpas, which if you don't know, a tulpa is like it's something if you believe so hard in the Men in Black they become real kind of thing. It's like a thought form energy ghost is the best way I've been like described to them as. And so like when you fear the Men in Black, when you're scared of the Men in Black, that makes them stronger and like more evil and mean. But if you watch fun movies like The Men in Black and The Men in Black 2, it actually weakens the tulpa because it's like a false like form of it, if that makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like thinking Men in Black were like Will Smith would make them stronger.
It would make. I can understand why it would make them weaker, considering it. You're not thinking of them as they really are. They're thinking, oh, these are a different Men in Black. These aren't harmful. This is safe.
Mm-hmm. Because like one of the earliest interactions with him was this guy, and he let a Man in Black into his home, and he gave him this information that he couldn't tell anyone, and he's like, and if you tell anyone, I'm gonna do this to your heart. And he like snapped and a coin appeared in his hand. He's like, that coin's gonna be your heart, so you know, don't go blabbing. And they do stuff like that. They're often seen as harbingers of doom. Like I said, they were seen like before the Black They were spotted during the Black Plague, and right after they were spotted, the plague ravaged the city and killed a whole bunch of people.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. I have so many tangents off of this. I'll pick one. So I think it's still all a part of my Bigfoot theory, or not theory. Whoa. Conspiracy theory. Yes. But so there's this whole long ordeal with Bigfoot, and then also, the ancient aliens, the Sumerians. But that was one of the whole picture of death, like the Reaper that we have now, is from the plague times. That's kind of when it started. And there's this whole ordeal, and I've heard it with the Men in Black and then also with the Sumerians, where same sort of thing. Before the plague started hitting places, they would see these odd men in big black suits and like looked like death, and then there'd be like a fog that would roll in, and then boom, plague, people are dying. And so the craziest one, other than just the Men in Black being there, the Sumerian one was like they were trying to curb the population. Apparently, they traveled onto Earth again because aliens. And the whole get up was like gas masks, and the scythe was actually gas that started the plague. And so the whole fucking controversy, or conspiracy, words today, damn, was that the ancient Sumerians were coming back to curb the human population from their planet, and they started the plague. And I was like, I love this whole topic. So stupid.
I think that helps feed into the Earth is a prison planet conspiracy as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
There's a lot of like links between cryptids and like one of two. They're like one of two categories. It's either like, yeah, cryptids just been around for such a long time and it's just there to fucking take nature back, or cryptid is a fucking harbinger of like God or some kind of like
higher
greater
power.
force.
Yeah.
That will just end you because you exist.
Yeah.
And like fucking I always think like the like shit like that where it's like, oh yeah, they just fucking came down and like said, fuck it, Black Plague time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and,
Like,
God, that I could literally do hours talking about this stupid theory. Because the reason they came back to kind of curb the population was they were mining Earth for resources, one, and didn't want it to get dried up. But then that all stems to the very beginning of they started the world, the population of humans, us as we are, because the natural inhabitants of the Earth was Bigfoot, was fucking Bigfoot. And when the Sumerians came to mine resources, they realized, oh, what if we genetically modified the Bigfoot population, these people, to become workers? So they spliced their DNA with Bigfoot's, which is why we have an uneven number of chromosomes. And so we are actually Bigfoot/Sumerians. And, they just come back every once in a while to curb the population and keep us straight.
Huh.
I love that one. It's so weird.
It goes off the rails and includes so many freaking things. I'll have to find links. It is the dumbest, greatest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
That actually serves pretty well into the conspiracy theory that I brought up about Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
So, everyone's familiar with the Patterson footage. You may not know it by name, but you know the Patterson footage. It's the original Bigfoot footage.
Mm-hmm.
Conspiracy. Real short, simple. I'm going to keep it. That footage is of an escaping Bigfoot after a fucking Bigfoot massacre. That was the only survivor to get away.
Oh.
And just out of frame was a fucking bunch of fucking dead Bigfoots.
Run, Bigfoot,
Run,
run!
buddy, run! Oh, so sad. I hope not.
Yo.
I hope there's a bunch of
Why
big
would you
feet
kill
happy.
Bigfoots?
Their
my
pelts
God.
are very warm.
I almost sent this into the fucking my Final Fantasy Guild chat.
Oh.
So I was just gonna say, like, what if like randomly as we're talking about this, one of you just gets a text and just like, I ain't dead, bitch, and it's just this picture.
It's not.
I don't like the eye holes.
I
don't
live,
either.
bitch.
Yeah, I live. He's still out there. He's roaming. Running either from the Sumerians or going to get coffee with the men in black.
With the men in black. Oh my god.
I imagine they have like their Bigfoot cave, and like the men in black come in, crack a cold one open with Bigfoot, and like sit on his Bigfoot couch.
Just a really
They watch
big
and
couch.
they watch sports.
They watch Seinfeld.
It's like We Bear Bears.
Bigfoot Seinfeld. Their culture completely parallel to
watched
ours.
the
Yeah,
old
it's like,
cities.
not only does Bigfoot exist, but they also have their own TV shows,
Their own
society.
parallel culture.
Just like
And they're all
in
out
the
of
Oregon
focus
woods.
movies.
Out of focus human sightings.
Hey, Big Jerry, I'm going down to the big soup store.
No big soup for you.
You big soup nuts.
Okay, Big Kramer, watch out for the big soup Nazi.
Sounds like a fucking Rick and Morty skit.
It does, to be honest.
I hate it.
Whatever next, like, one of those, like, episodes where they do the one-shot, like, scenes.
Oh,
I mean, this is
The
intergalact-
TV, yeah.
interdimensional TV.
Yeah, this bit's getting stolen. Guaranteed.
Hell yeah. Pay us, Justin Roiland.
Listen to this obscure podcast to think of one-off ideas for throwaway episodes.
Hey,
Uh-huh.
you never know.
Yeah.
Now that we've said it, we're gonna prevent it from happening because we know too much.
Yeah.
We will be shot.
Oh gosh.
And then the episode will air.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin Roiland will find a way to make this bit a reality. Yeah, like, so basically, like, so the Men in Black are pretty much like they're also like kind of like not harbingers of death, but just signs of like, oh shit's about to go down as well.
Yeah.
Just because, like, so, like, are they there to prevent it or to start it to happen? Like to just have it start, or just witness it?
There's arguments for both.
Oh.
And I think there's also an argument to like, oh, they know they're just watching it to make sure it goes down correctly.
Yeah.
That's
Man.
I believe that's where like the time cops theory kind of comes in.
There's theories that
like,
they're benign, malevolent, or just neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I didn't know Xenoverse was based off of the Men in Black.
Yeah.
Damn.
So there was a day, I'm only about 75% sure I saw Men in Black because nothing bad happened. I don't know. Maybe they were on vacation or on their way somewhere. It was when I lived in Austin. I was like just going to work or somewhere one day, and I had stopped at the gas station and was getting gas in my car, and this just like pretty unassuming vehicle like rolls up. Don't think anything of it. I go inside, grab some snacks or whatever, past them coming in the door, and it was like the very, like, not unhumanly white, but like very white people, the same kind of like rosy complexion and weird places. They were the exact height and were like 6 something. Like, they were very tall, wearing identical suits and little black boiler hats, and like walking just like straight face, walked into the store, like grabbed a bottle of water and like walked over to the cash register. And I'm just like, did I just say Men in Black, or like what? who are these guys? I was just like, I'm out of here. But it was just the most odd look of just these like two identically dressed large men wordlessly walking in. I was like, oh, that's creepy.
Gotta get out of there.
Yeah, like, I'm getting
Mothman or Bigfoot's gonna show up.
then shit's gonna get real crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was out on the outside of town in the hills. I don't know. Maybe they were. Maybe there's some Austin, Texas big feet hanging out there. They were visiting. Like I said, nothing bad necessarily happened in any point in time around then.
They were going
So
to feed their chupacabras.
yeah, they're going to check in on the chupacabras and hang out for a nice July weekend.
There's also so there's one sighting I want to talk about because it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then I want to talk about Black-Eyed Children, which is like the Muppet Babies version of Men in Black.
I almost brought those up
Me too.
But, there's one sighting. This guy, he was like looking for Men in Black, right? He's been doing the research, mad paranoid. He wants to find them, so he goes to this town where there's been a lot of sightings. I believe is in West Virginia or something like that. I don't know the whole details, but and he's like pretty much getting people. He's like, hey, if you see anyone that looks like this, pass this to your neighbors. Tell them to call my number, whatever. You got any information? Tell me. Yada yada yada. And somewhere along his trip, he makes a phone call at a phone booth for some reason. Goes home and he gets a call, and about a reported Men in Black sighting. And he gets all excited and he is like, "Oh my god, I finally got some proof." And it turns out the Men in Black sighting was just someone looking at him making a phone call from a phone booth. They thought he was the Men in Black.
Oh no! How sad.
They're here. Yeah, I think.
Oh, it was just me?
Oh damn.
Damn it!
I think it's just you, partner.
Oh. God, imagine if you found Bigfoot, but you are the Bigfoot.
Sometimes that's how I feel.
I was the last person I would have suspected, but I was looking for me the whole time.
I can't believe it.
Bigfoot was inside you all along.
Oh God.
Bigfoot was the friend you made along the way.
The friends you made along the way. All I'm thinking of is some guy goes like hiking and he meets all these like big hairy people. He's like, "Come on, friends, we're gonna go find Bigfoot," and they're just like, "Rrr." And they
I'd like to imagine Bigfoot that's talk like Scooby-Doo.
"Whoa, Raggy, my family was slaughtered."
Hello, human. Hello. I don't even fucking know
You just
anymore.
give me Twinkie from the Goodwill down the street.
They don't expire.
That's how they've been
Lucy, hurry up,
surviving
man.
this whole time, is a cave full of Twinkies.
I will say, like, all right. So seeing a Twinkie, I feel like in a Goodwill is a cryptid because I've seen that.
Just a Twinkie and a Goodwill.
Yeah, it was in like a case,
What?
like yeah. It was in like a weird
The
like vacuum.
first Twinkie.
Yeah, it was just like a preserved Twinkie in a vacuum. It was weird. It was like $8.
Huh.
I was like, what the fuck?
I wonder what other fun snacks I can give to Goodwill.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start like getting like domes and just vacuum sealing like these domes with random like I got like a galaxy brownie or cosmic brownie, whatever
Ooh,
the fuck
yeah.
they're called. Just throw that in there.
Zebra cakes.
Bake a whole ass lasagna.
That's not a snack. That's
I mean,
a
it
meal,
can if you want it to be.
I guess. Make
Yeah,
the
I made
bite-
this lasagna and I don't want it anymore. Give it to someone who needs it. Just
How do we open it? Oh, it's sealed shut.
you don't want to open it just yet. You'll let out the flavor.
You fucking what do you call it? Like, the thought of like Bigfoot, just existing and like not thriving, but just like vibing out, and then one day like, you know the Do you know the video I'm about to reference? It's the video by fucking, I forget his name. His old, I only know his new channel name, like Channel 5 News.
Uh.
What was it? What was the old channel name? It's just that dude that walks around in suits, in like suit. It's like the same fucking suit.
Oh, All Gas No Brakes?
Yeah, All Gas No Brakes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
One of his last videos on All Gas No Brakes before they sold like his like the I guess the rights to use that name was like a Bigfoot video.
Oh,
And
yes.
that video is so good, but second of all, just imagine you're Bigfoot. You're one of the few like big feet left, you know, sitting there with your big feet, and you just hear out in the fucking wilderness, outside of your like fucking secret Bigfoot cave, just and like a dude fucking hitting sticks.
Like, my thing is that if Bigfoot is real, he still exists because he's fucking smart. And he is not gonna fall for Jimmy Johnson in little old town Oregon screaming outside of his dually pickup truck. He ain't gonna fall for that. He's smarter than that shit.
Oh, the pink skin monkeys are here. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
hide.
it's like, oh, well, they're back.
There is a
Honey, lock the
organization-
door.
Close the blinds. We're not home.
The humans are back. If they want to sell a t-shirt with us on it, just don't even.
There is an organization dedicated to finding research, or to finding fucking Bigfoot and doing research on Bigfoot. In Alabama.
Oh hell yeah!
Gulf Shore Bigfoot Society, I believe it's called.
Yes.
Yo, I'm going there in a few weeks. I'll go pay them a
Go
visit.
hang out. Get
Oh,
an
dude,
interview
oh,
with them.
yeah.
I'll show them my big old feet and be like, hey,
Heard
think I could be him? Got size 14s.
pretty
Pretty
hairy.
big.
Because too, there's so many different Bigfoot type stories. Like, I think just in America, you know, they say there's like 3 or 4 different types. Like in like the Louisiana southern area, it's like what, the skunk
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 ape.
ape.
skunk ape, yeah,
I think it's more Florida.
more Florida area. And so
Yeah.
it's like,
Hanging out with the crocodilies and the panthers.
yeah. So, I mean, you do you guys, but I just don't think they're going to fall for you screaming and hitting sticks. They're smarter than that. Well, because, I mean, think about it too. I'm sounding like a crazy person. I'm not defending that Bigfoot's real, but I'm not defending it.
We
It's just
don't know for
hypothetical.
sure.
We don't know for sure.
Hypothetically,
But, like,
if Bigfoot's real.
If he's real,
If he is real, hey, we knew it. If he's not, I knew it.
I knew
Yeah.
it.
I'm still caught up on the idea of like Big Feet treating humans like we do fucking Jehovah's Witnesses.
Like, oh, close the blinds.
They're back again.
But like, if they're real and they're out there and they're roaming around, okay. So what? There's like the 5,500 rule or whatever it's species, where it's like there has to be like 50 of a species for like a short-term survival, whereas like 500 is the long-term survival. There could easily be 50 Bigfoot roaming around the Rocky Mountains, and no one would ever see them. People thought panda bears were a freaking cryptid until the 1930s. It took them that long to find a real life panda to be like, oh, look, it does exist. It's not just in pictures. And now everyone knows what a panda is. So
Yeah.
maybe big feets out there are just really freaking smart and they're in their natural element and they can hide so much better. Because like pandas are kind of dumb and they're kind of big and they're kind of slow. And it took
Yeah.
hundreds of years to get one to look at. So,
Pandas are loaned out to international zoos through the Chinese government.
yeah. So, Just saying. Not defending, but not defending.
Yeah.
Of all the stupid cryptids out in the world, Bigfoot's probably the one that I'm most likely to be like, okay, I could see it.
It's the most plausible.
It's the most plausible to me, you know?
Yeah.
And then we got shit
Imagine-
like the fucking Mongolian death worms.
Oh,
Kills you
God.
with electricity from like a mile away.
Yeah. Or in like the Rocky Mountains, there's one, I don't remember what it's called, but it's basically a giant mountain-sized worm with like a big old teeth that
Oh.
just eat you.
What the hell?
The slide rock bolter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine how painful the life of a Bigfoot hunter is. You dedicate your whole life, your career, everything on finding this thing, and everyone calls you crazy and spits on you. And then some jackass turns in like some fake Bigfoot thing, and everyone thinks you're even stupider now. And you're just trying to do God's work out there and find the big funny man. But everyone keeps lying about it, making them think you're stupid. You know? Poor Bigfoot hunters. They're trying their best.
Yeah. They're the real heroes of this nation. Out there working thanklessly.
Godspeed, Bigfoot hunters.
I hope your like the bank doesn't repossess their RVs.
Oh, yeah.
I refinanced my grandma's house for this.
No, you can't do this. We saw him last week, I swear. Please, give me another week, bro. I imagine those people do like Uber Eats in like the middle of fuck all, like nowhere.
If you want Bigfoot,
They show
just,
up in a van that looks like Bigfoot.
It's just a big foot.
just DoorDash Bigfoot some fucking fries.
Oh my god.
Get in, losers. We're gonna go find Bigfoot.
Do you guys think Bigfoot, like themselves, like the actual Big Feet, like you think they do gig work, like they do Uber Eats?
I hope so.
I hope so. I hope to God, like, someone just answers their door in, like, bumfuck Montana or, like, fucking Oregon and just, like, yeah, here's your order. Could you please, leave a nice review, please? Every time I come to someone's house, I get scared, and you're just there screaming already, like, you didn't finish the sentence.
Bigfoot's out your door holding a bag of McDonald's, and he's got your chicken nuggies ready to go, but you're too busy screaming at him.
He's real!
Thanks for tipping, and then you just leaves him there.
Like, oh.
Dude, I tip him like $500.
Right. I feel like they probably live like the vampires do and the What We Do in the Shadows, where they have like just the guy who's just like the normal dude that just helps them with everything.
Oh, yeah.
They're all living in a house in Staten Island.
Yeah. And there's just one guy that's been like trusted with the knowledge that Bigfoot exists.
To be the Bigfoot guy who lives in a house full of Sasquatches just hanging out.
That's a weird harem anime.
I feel like his entire job would just be like vacuuming and like dusting up all of the hair. Just so much
You
dander.
guys shed so fucking much. Holy shit.
Like, yeah, do you know those?
I thought we had carpeting in our shower. Holy fuck.
You know, like the like glove people use to like just get all like the like shedding.
Oh, the
fur.
cat hair gloves?
Yeah. I just imagine they have like a full morph suit, and they just like roll around collecting all the hair.
Oh god.
They have like a giant lint roller.
Yeah, I just realized, like, we just got stuck on Bigfoot for so long, we just forgot to even finish talking about fucking
The Men in Black.
yeah, the Men in Black and what is it, the Black-Eyed Children or whatever.
The black-eyed children.
The black-eyed children
I mean-
are definitely just baby Men in Black.
They are. They're just little. They do similar shit. Like, show up to your house and they're like, "Let us in." You're like,
And talk
No,
all
no
old
thanks.
timey and weird.
One of the first
Yeah.
quote-unquote confirmed stories of black-eyed children is so fucking funny. there was a guy sitting in his car. I don't know why he was in his car. He was a news anchor. He was doing something. But
This was actually in Texas, wasn't it?
yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Austin, I think.
Some kids fucking approach and be like, "Hey, can we have a ride home real quick? We forgot money for. We want to see the new Mortal Kombat
movie. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and the guy was like, "That started. You're not. By the time I take you home and take you back, the movie's gonna be mostly over." And then the kids were like, "Let us in," and they were getting really fucking forceful. And then he realized, oh shit, these kids, their eyes, they're fucking pitch black, and he just fucking sped the fuck out of there.
Yeah. And that's the thing is they don't. They have a vampire rule of they can't come in unless
Unless they're invited in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you don't invite them in, some spooky shit's gonna start happening.
But then if you do
And
invite
if you
them
do
in,
invite them in, spooky shit still
Yeah.
happens.
So
it's like spooky shit happens, but then like everyone like says like they get cancer, like weird shit.
There's one they got in because they walked up to a house party in Nashville. And they're just like, let us in. They're like, sure, come on in. And they're
Come on,
like,
children,
trying
come to my house party.
Yeah.
I mean, they're anywhere from children to like teenagers.
True,
So if
true.
they were like older looking teenagers, like, they could have got in without too much question.
Even has a fake ID. Shit.
this fucker's
Damn.
cool. Let's send him on our beer run.
Damn,
He keeps
dude.
trying to ask me something about some sort of soul pact, though.
Kind of weird, but it sounds
Kinda.
cool.
If that gets me free beer, I'll get multiple soul packs.
I'm in.
I'll get a 6-pack.
6-pack of soul packs.
Six packed.
I don't understand how easy it would be to be like a black-eyed child. Just fucking in like our current time, because like, man,
Let us in. You got COVID? Huh?
Oh, I hear
No.
any doorbell knock, I hide.
vaccinated.
I'm like, I'm not answering that door. I don't care who it is. It could be
No,
the
I-
lady with the big check. I'm not answering the door talking to people.
dude, I hate when like the door gets knocked on and like
There's people at it. And,
Ugh.
like, wanting stuff.
not like I try to look outside just to see who it is, and they're standing at the perfect angle where I can't see them.
They're in the blind spot.
Yeah, they're in the blind spot, so I'm like, this is either a family member or this is the last time I will see my family members, and I will get stabbed. Like, this is a true, like, for a lack of a better term, this is the ultimate 50-50. I'm about to catch this overhead as soon as I open this door. And it's just like my sister.
That kind of happened to me before I started recording. Like, my dog was barking because someone was at the door. And I looked outside and there's 3 dogs just hanging out on my porch. And I'm like, I've never seen any of these dogs before. Why are they there? But it's just a neighbor
That makes sense.
who's babysitting dogs. And I was like, oh.
Please. They want to come in.
Let us in. Black-eyed dogs.
I was about to say,
Black-eyed peas.
have you guys seen the Black
The
Dog?
Black-eyed Peas song, Let Us Into Your Fucking Home, was really weird.
Yeah.
Wait,
What were you
is
saying?
that a Black Eyed Peas song?
No.
I was about to say, like, I've never heard it. I was about to fucking freak out. I'm like, that is not. But yeah.
Yeah. It's the best one.
No, I was going to say, so.
Let us into your home. We will kill your family.
And make it look like an accident.
Fuck.
We'll give you cancer. It will hurt to pee.
So who hasn't brought up at least one thing yet?
Well, I mean, the only person left is Taylor for right now. And then,
Yeah.
Hello.
you know, if we count David and Saul,
We don't.
we are No, I was gonna say before we switch, one more thing about just things with the name Black in it. I didn't hear about this until like one day at like 3 a.m. I was talking to a friend of ours, like me and Taylor, Casey.
Casey.
Yeah, Casey, he's great. He's a trucker, also just great for like tabletop games. Cool dude. And just regular games. The amount of troubles he has with internet at truck stops is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's actually awful. If I were him, I would sue every truck stop he's been to for emotional like distress.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's told me, and Joseph, he's probably told you too, Taylor. Maybe, I don't know, about like his incident with like the black dog.
Yeah.
That shit sounds scary as fuck.
Yeah, because it's like I think like quite a few different groups of people and things have stories about the black dog, but it's like a big like with truckers and stuff, it's like he straight up called his guy in charge and was like, hey, I'm stopping for the night, I saw the black dog. And he's like, cool, yep, good for you, do it. Like, it's totally accepted because it's just, yeah, it's that harbinger of bad things.
Yeah, a lot of cultures have stories about black dogs. Like, England most famously has a story where one appeared outside a church while people were in it. A giant storm fucking came through and the door caught on fire.
oh,
What?
The door to the church
Door.
caught fucking fire.
Oh my god.
And
Jesus, I said take the wheel, but you're really turning it on.
let me actually look up that story. I think that's the Black Shook story.
meanwhile, it's just like some chocolate lab outside of a church, and it's like, holy shit!
Like,
Oh,
my God.
Yeah.
Why does everything I stand near light on fire?
I think that
it's just a
story
dog with bad luck.
specifically, the dog had one fucking eye, like in the middle of its face.
Ooh, yeah.
Ugh.
Oh,
Let me
Ugh.
send this picture.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Holy fuck.
And you know what the real kicker is?
What?
In other cultures, a black dog like that is, or not specifically like that, but black dog stories, they're also seen as fucking protectors.
Yeah, because I mean, you can look at it in two ways. I mean, kind of the same with like people do with like Mothman and stuff. Of was it there bringing the bad, or was it there to warn you something bad was coming? You know, so
Right.
it can be. It's kind of, you know, however you view it, half full, half empty. Of like, yeah, something bad happened because this dog showed up, or the dog is warning me I gotta chill my shit, or something bad's gonna happen.
or maybe he just wants a belly rub, and no
Yeah.
one will give it to
He's
him,
like, "Hey,
so he
guys."
lights the church on fire.
What the hell? Just because I have one terrifying eye doesn't mean I don't like the scritches.
Exactly. He
What
just
was
wants
that?
love.
What was that one story? It was a European story. I think it was up in like Scandinavian peninsula, Sweden, Finland, somewhere up there. A young girl was trying to get back home, and it was through the middle of a fucking forest. She was alone. And a black dog approaches her. It doesn't attack her or anything, it walks alongside her until she gets home.
Oh.
She gets home, she turns around, the dog doesn't go into the clearing where the home is. She turns around, the dog is gone. She goes inside, her parents are like, oh, what the fuck, we're glad you're safe. There were just some fucking bandits or something here. They ran off into the woods a few minutes ago and we were worried about you.
Oh, he kept her safe.
Yeah.
Sweet bubs. It's like, look, you can't make something a dog and me not be like, oh, it's good. It's
They're
got
all
one
good
eye
boys.
and it's scary, but like he's just trying to help, okay?
Look, he likes peanut butter.
Yeah. Like,
Yo, what the dog doing?
like make it a cat, I might believe is partly evil, but you make it a dog, I'm like, oh, thanks, bud.
Yeah, like I think the only canine I see as evil are like coyotes.
Okay, yeah, fuck
Coyotes,
coyotes.
Yeah.
coyotes can go fucking die.
Oh, I had like reoccurring nightmares as a child. So, like every Texas family in the 90s, the decor was like this southwestern style with like the terracotta and the stucco things and all of those sort of motifs. And my mom had this giant painting. It was like a nighttime painting with this stucco building on top of like a mountain, and there were like coyotes at the bottom, like howling up at the moon. Totally harmless. Like multiple nights a week, I would have nightmares of me being in that stupid house, and then the coyotes were howling, but they were like vicious, and at some point I'd always fall out of the window into the coyotes, or the coyotes would make their way up and get into the house. I hate them. I hate them so
God,
much.
Fuck. That's horrifying.
It was so scary. Sometimes, though, it would pair with my reoccurring dream that I could fly, and I could fly away from them, and that was nice.
I know. So my dad, big, for lack of a better term, dumbass. Right? When it comes to like animals and stuff, he doesn't know how to handle anything from like a dog to like a fucking crab or anything. And one time, like he saw a raccoon like in a trash can. The trash can was empty. There's none in it. And he was like, "I'm gonna help the raccoon." So what he does is he gets this big stick and like puts it in. He's like, "It'll be able to climb out." And you wanna know what it does?
Oh, no.
Huh.
It fucking tries to like grab the stick and put it sideways and like just do shit. So he gets another stick and puts it in, and then it climbs up the stick that it was sideways and then grabs the other stick and throws it at my dad. It like just fucking like tries to chuck it at him, and my dad's like, all right, dude, I see you. And he just like, my dad just starts throwing boxes in there to like make a stairway. And then it just tried to like build a home out of the shit. Like it ripped up the boxes. Like my dad has fucking terrible luck with animals, and like just like understanding what the fuck they want. And like that raccoon thing is just like the prime example for me because I saw it. But he told me about like a time he had like, I think he drove to see his brother in Mississippi, and they went north somewhere, I don't know where, like out of the state, I think. And like my uncle, he's like a military guy, and my dad is strictly not. And they're just going like out to see like my cousin, who's his son, like my uncle's son. Just he's also a military guy. He's at a military base like out of state or something. So they're going there to just go visit him, and they see a pack of coyotes like on their way on like the highway, just on the side. And my dad, very smart man. He's like, "Oh, did people lose their dogs?" And he stops.
Oh.
He stops and like tries to like look, like he stops like right next to them and tries to look and see if like they have like a tag, pretty much. So he like stops and like gets out with his phone and tries to like zoom in, and they don't have tags or anything. He's like, "Oh man, these just like dogs with their tags." And my uncle's just sitting there, like he pulled up the window as soon as my dad stopped, and he's like, "Bro, those are fucking coyotes." And as soon as he said that, apparently the coyotes like started like trying to like walk up to my dad to like fucking murder him.
Oh hell yeah.
And he just like skedaddled back into the car while my uncle was just like honking the horn.
Oh fuck! I found the door on that church, the Black Dog story.
Oh.
Oh, dang.
I'm gonna fucking post it there. In the
Also,
chat.
that was
Oh,
a
dang.
firework. I don't know what the fuck that
Oh
was.
damn.
Look at that.
That looks spooky. It gives
Yeah.
me some real spooky vibes.
Let's see here. Yeah. Let's see here. St. Mary's Church in Bungay, England.
Bungay.
If Saul were here, we could send him out on field research.
Yeah. Go to Bungay.
Man. You know what that door needs?
What?
Door dead open inside.
No. Don't dead open inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just right there, right in the front.
You know, I think I've seen
But
that
in
shit, like,
cursive.
Huh?
Hey. So, Future Lewis here. Editing the podcast. Here's the thing. Some reason, my audio just stopped recording after an amount of time. Don't know what happened. You're really not gonna have context for some of the things that are gonna be said, but they're basically just small jokes and maybe questions about the fucking goblins we're talking about. Either way, really sorry about that. Hopefully it never happens again, but the rest of it's still good, so keep listening. Thanks. Future Lewis out.
I think I've seen, like, the first episode of Walking Dead 3-4 times. Like, not because, like, because I've always tried getting into it, but I just kind of couldn't. But, every time I saw that door, I'd be like, don't dead open inside. What the fuck does that mean? And then, every time it got me. Like... Anyway. Anyone else got any cryptids?
We still have to go to Taylor.
Is me.
Oh, we do?
Yeah. We just kept jumping off into different tangents.
No, I love it.
It's fun.
Let's see. So we've had kind of supernaturally, we had animally, we had, I don't know, people-y. I'm going all off the rails, and we're going to the sky, because I'm going to talk about the Thunderbird.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Thunderbirds, super stinking cool. So, and I found it very weird when I was, like, looking into this, how easily, like, organized cryptids are. There's very much, like, lake monsters, sky monsters, mountain monsters. They all go together. But the Thunderbird is the coolest sky monster, or not monster, cryptid, possible legend, in my opinion. So, the biggest beginnings of the Thunderbird are in different, like, northern Canada, Alaska, and down into more centralized North America in Native American mythology. And so it starts off, and it's this giant bird, like so big of a eagle it could carry like a whale back to its nest. And the kind of stories of this bird from Native American legends, you know, they kind of talk about how it was the creator of thunder, and, you know, lightning would flash from their eyes and water could fall off their backs. And it was very much, you know, a just good story. And the storms, there's even a very long kind of tale about how the Thunderbird was created, of these two Native Americans going off to try and find the source of the thunder. And it goes real deep, and I mean, even to the point of kind of similar things with a lot of them that we've talked about, of where it would maybe be kind of a premonition of something bad happening, or would help fix situations after maybe something bad happened. And it's always been a very kind of benevolent creature when it comes to humans. And That's kind of the legend of it, was this just large creature that created thunder and storms and rain and reinvigorating life. And just, there's even like a rock called a thunderstone that's like they say is the egg of this thunderbird. All of these wonderful things. Very much so. Very, very similar. And then we get to 1977, where it's no longer this creature that is helpful. Now it's attacking people because, you know, Illinois, I guess, is gonna ruin the Thunderbird's good name. Appreciate
I'm just
it.
saying, Illinois is already ruining the Midwest's good name.
Honestly. Come on, Illinois.
Not, like, scratch that. Chicago is ruining Illinois, which is ruining everything else around it.
It's leaching out. Yeah, so in 1977 in Lawndale, Illinois, don't know where that is, apparently a Thunderbird attacked, two unidentified birds attacked a young boy. And a reminder, these birds are so big they could carry whales, is the story of the Thunderbird. Oh. So now we have reported two unidentified birds attacking a young boy. He was 10 years old. His name's Mark Lowe. He's playing outside when they temporarily picked him up, carried him over 30 feet before his mother ran out chasing the birds away and recovering her son. Several eyewitnesses say they saw this take place. The birds were described as having white rings around their necks and a 4.5-foot body with like wingspans of like 4 feet long and like big hooked bills and claws and a big back claw, whatever that is. So very much not the Native American legend of a Thunderbird. These just seemed like really big, scary vultures. In my opinion, but there have kind of been like these sightings of these bird-like creatures kind of all over the time between the United States and Canada. The most famous one being in 1890, there were like two Arizona cowboys who shot and killed a big old bird, and described as having no feathers and had a head similar to that of an alligator. And they like drug it back to town, and a lot of people that saw it said it looked more like a pterodactyl or a dragon than like an actual bird nowadays. But this kind of talk about where it's how everything kind of is looped in, that they now cryptozoologists, which I did not really know existed until recent years, and I wish that's where I would have gone down career pathwise.
That'd be such a fun job.
I'd be so fun. I'd be out there with the Bigfoot hunters banging sticks. It'd be great.
Yeah.
But I'd be doing it with science, you know? They kind of now lump this Thunderbird, which is just some giant American bird, essentially, in with things like the Kongamato, which is a similar, it very much looks like a pterodactyl in the Congo area. And then the rock, which looks kind of similar to what the Thunderbird was like explained as in legends, which they're kind of, the rock is more Middle Eastern legends. And then what I also thought was interesting, that they also sometimes loop in the Jersey Devil in the same category as the Thunderbird. Oh. So, yeah, and all of these flying creatures are associated with modern pterosaurs. So, you know, maybe there's still dinosaurs out there, guys. Or maybe it's the Jersey Devil. Who knows? Because he's the same category, and I thought that was just super weird.
Like, your story of the Thunderbird has just reminded me of another creature. I cannot for the life of me remember what it was, but I believe it was in Caribbean, that sort of general area, that sort of folklore. It was a bird that obviously associated with thunder would shapeshift into a human form, take a spouse, and just fucking abduct them and eat them, and then come back a few dozen years later as a quote-unquote different person and repeat the process.
Oh my gosh. That is
Jeez.
amazing.
I'm trying for the life of me to find it, but I cannot remember the name. I know what it looks like. I don't know the book I saw this in as a kid, but I know that it is a thing. Unless it was just a mass hallucination.
I mean,
That book very well could have been just a mass hallucination. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's super interesting.
I don't know what I'd do if I saw a thunderbird fly overhead. Like,
Yeah,
I think I'd just die.
I mean, I look, the whole Illinois story and why it's like the modern telling of the Thunderbird, just like one just ticks me off because I'm like, the Thunderbird is like a 20-foot wingspan, giant thing, and you're basically saying two big condors came and swooped up your kid, and obviously it's the Thunderbird. Like, thanks, white people. Come on now.
let's... we're still wanting to kill some time. I could bring up another thing I have bookmarked here.
Oh, I have one just really little fact that I did not know until today.
Oh, go for it.
Oh?
Okay, so you know, like the Loch Ness Monster
Yeah.
and how it was like proven it was a hoax, like the original photo that this guy admitted on his deathbed, if you true to
He
believe him.
doctored that as revenge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, against some journalist that he perceived as slighting him for another.
I absolutely love that. So
Uh,
that all came up, and you know that's the Nessie photo is not real, but you know there's lots of other Loch Ness Nessie-esque sea monsters and lake monsters out and about.
Like Ogopogo.
or Champ.
So I did realize a theory as to what some of those monsters are, or these photos and these things could be explained as, is a whale's penis. Because
Oh.
sometimes when they surface, you know, if they go the right way, and I'll copy this photo. I don't know if you want to include it on anything other than this Discord, but
You know?
Oh.
Huh.
I was listening to just like a video and they're like, yeah, you know, and then like Loch Ness Monster could be a whale's penis, but we've talked about that anyway. And I was like, you, huh? Hold on. I have to go back and find that information because you can't just drop that little tidbit with no explanation. But yeah.
Honestly, though, if I saw a whale penis like sticking out of the water and I had no knowledge of it, I'd shit my pants.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm kind of glad I know that that's what that looks like now. Because otherwise I would 100% think I was gonna die from something.
Some weird worm alien in the
Yeah.
water.
Like, imagine the, like, person who saw the giant squid and was like 100% like, this is a kraken and I'm gonna fucking die. You know, because, like, for the longest time...
Yeah.
'cause, or even, like, a gorilla. Like, imagine the first person to see a gorilla, because for the longest time, gorillas were also thought to be cryptids.
Holy shit, what is that thing?
Or, like, I was looking at the list earlier. Where is it? Yeah, like, the Komodo dragon also would be absolutely terrifying. Platypus would be adorable and weird.
The first platypus was actually thought to be a hoax, and the scientists that got it tried to pull off its beak.
Oh,
Because
no!
they thought it was sewn on. It
But-
was obviously a dead specimen at that point.
Yeah, still. How sad. But
Why would you do that to a little guy?
Because he thought it was fake.
it's still. Oh man. But anyway, that was just a little bit of info I learned today that I thought was interesting. It might not be a sea monster. It might just be a whale penis.
It is a monster of the sea, however.
Man,
Alright.
whales' penises have affected me more than I ever knew.
You fucking dork.
Get it?
So shall I go over the Hopkinsville Goblin incident?
Oh my god, yes. Is that the
Sure.
kind of adorable little creature?
Yes.
Yes, please.
He's kind of cute. He's just like peeking in, like, what's up?
Was it? Yes.
Alright, let me send you another image from the same page. See if I can... From the same page. See if I can find this in a larger image, so... Ah, fuck. Image search through Google.
Honestly, that just looks like my... That just looks like my family whenever I forget my keys.
Why did Google auto search and auto default to Japanese?
Oh no.
I don't use a VPN. I probably should.
So, sponsored by NordVPN.
Oh man, I forgot about Momo too, which is just another Bigfoot, but it's adorable that it's called Momo.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
Missouri
that's
monster.
Missouri's Bigfoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Missouri
Oh,
monster.
now that's a good sized image. I'm gonna send that one a little differently cropped, but I think it's clearer.
Yeah. Hell no, I still kind of
So-
like him.
All right, let's see here. Hopkinsville Goblin, the Kelly Hopkinsville encounter was a. Let's see here. There were dozens of eyewitnesses to the incidents. Fuck. Let me actually just go to the Wikipedia page for this one, because I know Wikipedia is just so reliable. Alright, let's see here. On the evening of August 21st, 1955, 5 adults and 7 children arrived at Hopkinsville Police Station, claiming that small alien creatures from a spaceship were attacking their farmhouse and they had been holding them off with gunfire, and, quote, for nearly 4 hours.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
2 adults, Elmer Sutton and Billy Ray Taylor, claimed that they had been shooting at, quote, 12 to 15 short, dark figures who repeatedly popped up at the doorway or peered in the windows. Concerned about the possible gun battle between local citizens, 4 city police, 5 state troopers, 3 deputy sheriffs, and 4 military police.
Oh my
From the
What
from
the hell?
nearby U.S. Army Fort Campbell drove to the Sutton farmhouse located near the town. Their search yielded nothing apart from evidence of gunfire and holes in window and door screens made by firearms. Residents of the farmhouse included... Oh, those are just names. The next day, neighbors told 2 officers that the families had, quote, packed up and left after claiming the creatures had returned about 3:30 in the morning. So imagine just trying to mind your own business, and these little goblin motherfuckers, who potentially could be aliens or demons or whatever the fuck, are just looking in your windows, peeping on your kids' bedrooms, looking in your doors. And no matter what you try and do, you try and shoot at them, they fucking get up and walk it off.
Oh my gosh. Is that like how the Goblins movie like was inspired by? Because that kind of sounds like the actual goblins.
I mean, goblins have been a big thing in folklore for years, but this specifically, I can't say for certain.
That's crazy. I mean, like, terrifying, but also they're still kind of cute.
Like, when
Goblins
they're...
are such a weird creature. Like,
Alright. They were also reported to be reported wearing fucking space suits. Like,
They were the
might
Sumerians.
not even-
We're bringing it all back.
that is one artist's interpretation of what they could have looked like.
Oh my gosh.
oh, they might have just been
Look
little
at their
gray
little fork
aliens.
hands. Got
I
sports.
feel like if this guy would have gone away if I just gave him a cookie or some pudding or something.
Yeah.
Fuck, I need to find this image in a good size. That's a good size. I'm just gonna keep posting pictures until someone
Oh my
decides to-
gosh.
Oh my god.
Okay, that one's scary. I don't like that one.
Imagine waking up to your house and you see these little goblins doing YMCA.
It's like, what are you doing, dude?
Also, to bring this back full circle, there is connection to the Men in Black and Injured Cold.
Oh,
No.
guys, it's all connected.
He's an alien. That's his spacesuit. That's how he keeps stable on uneven surfaces.
I mean, that's really handy.
Yeah, home planet you just get to float around, but here you gotta walk? What the hell?
What a ticket. Love it.
Yeah.
Well,
Imagine
Do you
trying to
know
mind
else-
your own business and just getting assailed by goblins. Every fucking
do you know
fan-
what? You know what else is trying to mind its own business?
What?
The end of a podcast.
Oh.
Oh.
What?
Huh?
No.
No. Okay. That's good.
Wee.
Mine's at 132.
Mine
Yeah.
is at 1. I started mine earlier. Mine's at 147.
Oh. Might have to cut some of ours out then. Damn.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yes.
But either way, where can y'all be found on social media? If you want to be found, I mean.
If you stick around Sam's socials long enough, I'm bound to pop up there.
Yep.
That's true. What do you call it? I usually do the spiel about stuff, but I'll just plug my Twitter for now, because Taylor's better at the rest of
Hey.
it. You can find me at IamXLEX on Twitter. Recently, I've just been posting about Final Fantasy, but probably gonna be making stuff. But for everything else I do, Taylor's in charge of that, so I'm gonna have her.
Me. Yeah, you can also hear Lewis and me and a bunch of other people at the Con Save on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Omegle. I don't know. We're everywhere.
Omega.
But yeah, we kind of taking a nice little summer break from like busy stuff, but we still got some D&D going. Jonathan, who you've heard on here before, is running a game over there that we're about to wrap up. So we got fun stuff, TTRPG stuff, video game stuff. Yeah, that's that. Keep an eye on the YouTube. I'm hoping to beef it up more because guess what? We're going to Gen Con, boys. Ooh. So I need to have more stuff up there because I'm going to run some games for Artel Saurian and also do a panel. So if you're going to Gen Con, come listen to me. It's in person. It's not on the online one. I'm sorry. But that's that. And then I'm just potato everywhere else. I only share stuff that's posted on the Con Save. So just go there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Oh,
She's great.
thanks.
Yeah.
Sam.
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at FaceGuy, FaseGui, and yeah, that's all I got.
I hate that we're ending.
Yeah,
I just found a cryptid called the Ultima Haha, and that's really cute.
What the fuck?
That's for next
God.
time.
Reminds me of
Yeah.
Yeah, that is for next time.
Reminds me of this
We gotta do
fucking
part
Native
2.
American spirit I heard of once. Ha ha Tonka.
Oh, yeah.
Would you be surprised if he's known as the laughing spirit?
I love it.
No.
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's legitimately what he's known as. I'm not even making this up.
Haha, Tonka.
That
Tonka
that
Cloak.
was in fact the same reaction I had when I was 7.
God damn it.
All right. Well, say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Last
Goodbye,
episode of the
everybody.
podcast ever.
Goodbye.
There's not going to be an episode
Yeah.
after this.
No more.
Goodbye.
Yeah, fuck. We're not doing. Maybe we might. I don't know.
David and Saul are both dead. We don't know how it happened.
Now you can resurrect the D.
That just sounds like you're going to get erect. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's raising the D, not
disgusting.
resurrecting the D.
Oh.
That's
Anyways, bye.
See ya.